Hey, what's up, guys? It's gootecks. Welcome to GooTalks number 12. I am your host. Yes, you guessed it, gootecks. And if you, for some reason, it looks like I've traveled all the way up to heaven. The lights are very bright in here. There was no room for me in hell. So here I am coming to you live streaming it. Or maybe you're watching on the YouTubes. Yes, I am trying to fix my hair because I want to make sure that I look nice and pretty for you guys, because yous are my boys. And there's probably like one girl out there that watches this show. That's what. Oh, gootecks, you're so pretty. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally didn't even have time to finish my delicious green smoothie. But today, I'll be honest, it's not very green. Crotch shot. Yeah. It's more brown because there's protein powder, because I added protein powder to the mix because I got this big tub of protein powder that didn't come with a scoop. So now I have to measure my protein in cups. But I'm back on the horse, and I think next week at the farmer's market, I'm gonna have to bring home 2 bunches of kale, dragon kale. If you guys don't know about dragon kale is the kaliest of kale, which means I believe it is the most fibrous and the most nutritious for you. And that's what I'm putting in these smoothies, and I feel amazing. I don't feel that good. That's not true. I do feel pretty good. I guess one of the things that I want to start out with was that I have to thank you guys. Yes, you. Thank you for being so kind as to indulge me with all of these trivial talks. You know, we sit here and we talk about business, and we talk about fighting games, and we talk about you know, sometimes we talk about girls, but I want to thank you guys, because if it wasn't for your attention and your kindness, just sitting here and just, you know, hearing me out, then it wouldn't be. It's like lately I've been kind of in gootecks mode. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but what you see on camera, on the stream, or on the YouTubes is not always reality. You know, sometimes I'm not gootecks, sometimes I'm just Ryan. Gootecks is the person that Ryan always wanted to be, or wants to be when he's not gootecks, right? But I find that lately, as I've been doing more videos for you guys, you know, because GooTalks is fun, and then now I'll like sit there and I'll play a little Street Fighter, and I'm like, oh fuck, I lost, I'm terrible, or oh yeah, you suck, bro. I find that as I do these videos, I just stay in that mode. So I'll sit here and I'll do GooTalks, and I'll chat with you guys for a bit, and then I'll turn it off, and then I'll go shoot an episode or do like 30 minutes of playing Street Fighter 4 online, and sometimes getting my ass kicked, or then do 30 minutes of Third Strike, and it's usually me kicking the ass. And then I go out into the world and I'm still the same guy. I go out there and all of the obnoxious things, well, I guess obnoxious is all relative, right? But all of the things that you hear me say, the tone, the attitude, and the voice that I have on this show when I'm talking for you guys, or I'm playing Street Fighter for you guys, I take that into the real world now, and it's so much easier. Give less fucks, get more results. Who would have thought? Why don't they teach this in school? Johnny Donuts, little Johnny Donuts, or little Johnny Donut Holes, little Johnny Donut Holes. You know, we try to rein him in. You know, he might be a little crazy. You know, he doesn't like to follow the rules. but we need to encourage little Johnny Donut Holes to be, just to be what he wants to be. So thank you guys for letting me be what I want to be. Anyways, let's see, what else? What's on the top of the list today? You know what's funny? Is yesterday I came home from Santa Barbara, from Aftershock, I checked my email, and then it hit me that maybe I should just structure this show more. Rather than me sitting here and just talking out of my ass for like 10 minutes and then just reading the chat room and talk to you guys, I thought, man, I got a really good email from this dude, which I'm going to read later in the show. So I thought, oh man, I should just read an email that I get from you guys on every show. I mean, assuming that I get emails. Sometimes, excuse me, sometimes, nobody loves me, it's true, not like you do. It's terrible. Name that song. Huh? Huh? Totally showing my age here. All right, so the first oh my God, the viewership just goes woo. Oh my God. All right, anyways, let's get down to business, guys, shall we? I'm so tired of wasting your time. Not really. I totally like wasting all your time, especially yours. But anyways, where were we? Aftershock was yesterday. Me and Ian and Ryan Kim, who you may know as one of the premier photographers in the world of wedding fashion and fighting games, we took a trip up to Santa Barbara. Man, we left at the butt crack of afternoon. It had to have been like 11:30 in the morning, and I was like, because I was so tired from the night before, because I was up so late. Anyways, we get to Santa Barbara. I'm in the back seat, like, or trying to be, anyways. And then I wake up, and we're at this amazing place called Freebirds. Shout out to Freebirds, which was pretty good. I had a tri-tip sandwich, which is interesting because Freebirds is kind of like a Chipotle-esque burrito spot, but for some reason they had tri-tip sandwiches, so I had that. It was delicious. And then we went to UC Santa Barbara. Oh, by the way, guys, for those of you that don't know, Santa Barbara has like an excess amount of extremely good-looking college girls. Just, they're out there. Most of them are white girls. Some of you with racist dicks might appreciate that. So anyways, we get to Aftershock. Man, there were so many people. They were at capacity, standing room only, so many people. I walked in, KOF was just starting. I didn't realize that all of the KOF dudes, apparently from what I heard, or all the KOF dudes that I know, I mean not know, but know of, Bala, The Answer, Romance, I didn't know that these guys had actually opted out. And we in fact didn't send, SoCal didn't send the top of the top players. Even though, spoiler alert, SoCal ended up winning. So shout outs to the SoCal team for kicking ass and beating the NorCal team in King of Fighters 13. After that, it was swiftly downhill. I think, and you guys can tell me what you think about this, but in my opinion, SoCal on paper had the strongest team, right? Combo Fiend, Fanatiq, Clockwork, Infrit, second place at Evo. We had all these dudes, all these legitimate, certified killers, right? And NorCal had Filipino Champ and Hanzo Gonzo and CJ? What? So, if you guys didn't see it yesterday, the first set came down to, I think, the last game, something like that. It was really, really close. Last game or last match or something. I don't remember who it was. But anyways, NorCal wins the first set. And everybody was like, how could this happen? And then everybody took a break. It was like 20, 30 minutes. And then we ran it back for another set. And this time it was worse. How could it be worse, guys? We couldn't even make it 1-1. Somehow, this team of SoCal certified killers just couldn't cut it. You know, Drew Grimy on the NorCal team, I hadn't seen this guy play before, but he just, and you know, that was funny when they played that video. The interview, like the pre-match video about Drew Grimy, everybody was like, I never seen this guy play. Who is this guy? Where did this guy? I've never seen this. Hey, have you seen this guy play? And then he bodied everybody. Oh! Oh! Ah! 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 He bodied everybody. Good for him. So, came down to the last couple guys, and NorCal took it 2-0. And everybody thought, okay, if NorCal wins, it's going to be because Champ bodies everybody. Champ didn't even, maybe he won once, he won one of his matches, but I think in the second set, he lost to Fanatiq. Like, what? NorCal beat us without Filipino Champ. Does anybody, dude, killer guy, the SoCal team was full of killers. What happened? So, I've come up with some theories. And you know me, guys. Obviously, I live here in LA. The SoCal guys are my bros, you know. But I am an objective observer, and having a history of competitive play myself, not so much in Marvel 3 because I'm incompetent, but you know, in Street Fighter and Third Strike, you know, it's still the same thing. I'm going to say that one of the largest factors in NorCal's win over SoCal, and I gotta hand it to them, was that they trained together as a unit. Filipino Champ took the leadership role and said, hey guys, you guys come to the house and we are going to train for this match so we can body SoCal. And when it comes to team tournaments, of which I've played in plenty of these myself, it doesn't matter if the other team is stronger on paper, if the other team trains as a unit, trust the captains and each other's judgment. So if they train together, which I'm sure I'll be honest, I didn't watch any because I don't play Marvel and I wasn't involved. But if they they brought everybody together, they trained at the house, and you know, SoCal, I may be wrong, but I don't think that SoCal did the same amount of training together as a unit. And you know, 8 versus 8 is tough. 8 is a lot of players. It's very hard to get 8 people together to train together as a unit. But you know, I don't think Combo Fiend had been playing that much. I don't think Clockwork. I think Clockwork's been busy with Sony PlayStation All Stars. You know, so I don't know. I think Fanatiq and maybe Infrit, you know, like those guys, I think they kind of like have a little beef or whatever. So I don't think those two were definitely like, working together as a unit. It's like SoCal is really more about the individual. All those guys are so talented in their own respects, right? But it's very rare that you see SoCal come together as a unit. I mean, I remember Evo 2009, right? We did the Street Fighter 4 5-on-5, the regional 5-on-5. SoCal, Northwest, East Coast, Texas, Wildcard, like all these different areas. And it was like me and Vi and Combo Fiend and Ed Ma and So Much Damage. And it was like, on paper, we had the strongest team, but for some reason, it just didn't work out. Training together as a unit is so important. So, props to NorCal. Hey, 2-0. Very solid, super solid. So, let's see. What happened after that? Oh, let's talk a little bit about some of the production. Oh my God. I don't know how it looked on the stream, but I'm assuming it looked awesome. Hans from iPlay Winner, who apparently is stepping away from doing streaming because Hans has done so much and grown so much as a person. He's gonna just, kind of leave what he's built to, other guys, like the guys that he's been working with. He's like handing it off. Man, props to you, Hans. You have ran all the way around the Monopoly board, and you are, you're coming out of jail. You're about to pass go and collect $200, man. High five. High five. Let's talk a little bit about the stream. I felt that, well, first of all, shout outs to James Chen and Ultra David from Ultra Chen TV for, having the concept of putting together the whole thing. These guys, I remember James Chen talking about that. I wish I had a good James Chen impression, but he was like, we have to do a NorCal versus SoCal exhibition. Like, he was talking about this for such a long time. It was great to see it finally all come together. Then Chris Seglia, the guy with the really deep, sexy voice. I don't know if you guys have heard him on any streams or anything, but he talks a little bit like this. He did a fantastical, amazing job putting together all of these interviews with all the different players about the players that they were going to go up against. If you haven't seen it, you gotta go back and watch the archive. This is the way it needs to go. I remember we did something similar, not exactly, nowhere near as polished and nowhere near as executed as well as these guys did, but back in the day when we did LA Riots like a couple years ago, we showed player bios on the screen and then had like highlights of like some of their past matches. But this was on another level. The lighting was really good. I felt like they were like a little bit too long. Like I probably would have kept it between 1 and 2 minutes, But it was really cool to see all the players give respect to the players that they were to the players that were going to be playing in the next match. So that was really cool. I'll click it. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys swear that all Asian people look alike, right? Jesus. You guys seen this? This has been going around. This is me, apparently. This is what I look like to you guys. How's that? All right. Anyways. So let's see what else. Oh, yeah. So Ultra David and Magus 1234 were handling commentary. Great job. It looked, Magus is such a pro. Ultra David, such professional commentators. And then James Chen was holding it down with the interviews and drawing the names. Extremely well done. Of course, Offcast, shout outs to Offcast holding it down, running the camera in the back. Looked like a Like, they were really kicking ass. So I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream, and I hope you guys will check out the archive. Afterwards, everybody was like, oh, what are we, damn it, open the, oh, there we go. Afterwards, everybody was like, oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Anybody sticking around? Oh, should we go drink? Anyways, I had some friends up there, so I went to go meet up with them, and we hung out in Isla Vista and then DP Del Playa. You Santa Barbara people, I'm sure there might be like one or two of you out there. Oh, and of course, the Yipes hijack. Oh my God, is this shit turning into wrestling? After the whole thing was done, then they play this video of Yipes basically calling out the West Coast and saying, yo, whenever you guys are ready, we'll be here. And I was like, oh man, fucking genius. Genius. So the real question is, this is kind of a debate, right? Now let's say that there was going to be like an East Coast versus West Coast thing. Should it be East Coast versus West Coast? Because let's say this. Let's say that Yipes assembles his team of East Coast people, and then they want to challenge the West Coast. But then should they really challenge the West Coast? Because the West Coast didn't have a whole lot of, involvement in the win yesterday, right? There was nobody from San Diego. There was nobody from LA. There was nobody from the Northwest. None of those people got the win yesterday. NorCal got the win yesterday. So should it be an East versus West Coast thing? No. I think it should be the same NorCal team. I don't know. I still think 8-on-8 is a little unwieldy. But it should be NorCal versus a New York team or an East Coast team. I think it should be a New York team, though, if you ask me. Because if let's say after this big NorCal versus SoCal exhibition, that the NorCal team is then disbanded, and then some of the NorCal team and some of the SoCal team are pushed together in order to take on the East Coast or whatever. I actually think that kind of diminishes the impact of NorCal's win. Why not just take the same team, or at least, I don't know about, like I said, 8-on-8 is really, really long. I think 5-on-5 might be a little bit better. But you take the same team, and maybe you have 5 main guys and then 3 alternates or something. Or, I don't know, you can, what if it's 5-on-5, but in the second set, if you lose, you can swap out, like, some of the guys, kind of like when you get a draw, like in poker. Anyways, that was just one of the things I was thinking about. Anyway, so after the event, go check out Isla Vista. And if you guys don't know about partying in Santa Barbara, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't go to a one of these colleges with parties, like who does that? Who went to one of those? So when I was so lucky as to check out, hold on, let me make sure this is it. I was so lucky as to check out how they do it over there, because it was wild. We started out at this little house party in this dude's apartment, and we go down the street, down the block, and we get there, and there's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of UC Santa Barbara college kids just out in the streets, and everybody's drinking. Everybody's either stone cold sober or way too drunk. There was no happy medium. We get to this house, and there's like a DJ, there's loud ass music. Everybody's dancing in the front. It's like, boom, everybody is like nuts to butts. It was crazy, man. I was like, dude, this is how Santa Barbara gets down? I was very impressed because when I went to college, we didn't have any of that because I went to a very boring school. So, shout outs to UC Santa Barbara for you know, being so wild. So wild, in fact, that I had to take this video and show it to you guys. Ooh, that was a fail. Stop it. Stop it. Hold on. How do I rotate it? Okay. Here we go. All right, are you guys ready? World star! What can I say, guys? It was a wild night. She was yelling something like, "That's my point guard! That's my point guard!" I think they were basketball players or something. I don't know. But I just had to show that to you guys because I found it quite hilarious. Maybe I'll upload that to Facebook or something. Anyways, how have you guys been? What's going on? Anyways, it was just a fight. Like, we were having burgers afterwards, and you know, it was pretty late. And all of a sudden, there's just a fight. My friend's like, "Chick fight!" Everybody runs outside. Oh my God, what's going on? Ah, that boy guy, bitch! Arneen Khan says, "I guess you already answered this sometimes, but why did you and Mike stop playing Mortal Kombat? I loved it. Please answer, because we just got tired of it. It wasn't that fun. You guys. Blink Templar says, "Have you ever been in a fight, Gootecks?" Of course I've been in a fight. Oh my God. You know what's funny? Every time you have that conversation, I'm all like, yeah, I've been in fights. Dudes are always like, "You've been in fights?" Like, what? Do I look like I don't get in fights? Look at me. Look at me. Well, hey, I promise you, I've probably been in more fights than you. Not saying that I want them all, because I certainly did not. But yeah, everybody's been in fights, man. Come on, dude, you haven't been in a fight? You haven't lived. Come on. Let's see. Let me think. Dude, like, I got in fights when I was a kid. I got jumped in high school. I got hit with a bottle. I mean, that was actually not too long ago. This dude smashed a bottle on my head. But you know what's really funny? The girl that I was with, even though I felt like I lost the fight, Because, I mean, whatever, like, dude, you break a bottle over somebody's head, like, dude, they're alright. Like, I'm tough, right? You guys think I'm lying. You guys think I'm lying. Anyways, yeah, like, I mean, I don't want to go too much into depth, but I got hit with a bottle. There was blood. We were still going at it. Security guard broke it up. But the girl that I was with at the time was like so impressed. I was like, damn, because it was kind of over her in a way. Like, this dude was like trying to like get. Okay, all right. Now I think maybe I do have to explain myself. We were leaving an event, and we drove in separate cars. And I'm driving, and she's coming out of this drive-in. I'm coming up this street, and I see this dude walk up to the car, and this dude was with a girl. And he like goes up to my girl at the time and basically like leans into the window, like leans in like to kiss her. And he didn't, dude. I mean, they didn't know each other. This dude was just drunk out of his mind and starts leaning in and starts to like try to like fucking make out with my girl. And I'm like, what the dude? So I get out of my car, I run over there, I fucking pull him off, and we start going at it like, dude, I should have taken my jacket off. Okay. Rules of Street Fighting 101, take your fucking jacket off before you engage. Somehow, dude, we're like going at it, you know. There's some people around, security's coming. Dude, this fool finds a fucking bottle, smashes it on my head. I started bleeding. It didn't really hurt. I mean, you know, I was fine. Like, hey, I'm here now, guys. Or am I? This explains everything. Gootecks got hit with a bottle. Now his shit is all fucked up. Yes, it's available on WorldStar. Look it up. Gootecks gets hit by a bottle. Nah, but, you know, security pulled us off. I even think, dude, if I'm not mistaken, they might have even pepper sprayed that guy. Anyways, security pulled him off, pull us apart. This girl takes him away. I'm bleeding, but, you know, I got credit, you know, like, the girl was, like, very, like, touched emotionally that I was willing to, like, go to bat for her. Yeah, no, I don't know how to, I don't know how to fight. I mean, I'm not, like, a classically trained fighter, you know what I mean? Although maybe I should do that. Man. You know, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to take Muay Thai. And I'm like, yo, props to you, bro. Maybe that's what we all need to do. Maybe we just need to get in more physical fights. So, and then another time, I was at a club, and it was kind of the same thing. Like, the girl that I was with, like, her sister was getting harassed by some guy, and I just fucking walked over there, and I just boom, popped this guy in the face, and he was the one that ended up getting kicked out. So, hey, what can you do? These things happen, right? Anyways. Anyways, the point is, don't get into fights. Oh, yeah. All right, the email now. Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you, Gamer Girl 001. Apparently, I closed the window. Let me try to open it again. Yes, my porn folder is set to hidden. Thank you for the reminder. All right, here, I'm just going to put this up here. Dear gootekks, what strategy did you think a producer... Oh, and by the way, I just thought that I would read this in front of everybody so that I could just answer the question once instead of having to type it. Because fuck typing. What strategy did you think a producer like myself can take to eventually get people to pay for online streaming events? It's not like a live coverage thing where the event is going on whether or not the camera is there. It's like we're putting this thing on so people can watch it on their computers. With that being considered, I think a show like that deserves a bit more value. For example, I would pay a subscription to Excellent Ventures or CC Live knowing that real work and preparation and money are going into production. Thank you. Thank you, Philip Washington. Anyways, if you check out my Bandcamp page, set for my upcoming album, my label, blah, 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 blah. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. Here. Now this is a bit about digital distribution. I don't see any reason not to charge for that. If I wouldn't also charge for MP3s, FLACs, and etc. I guarantee you that one day the major networks are going to figure this out and start charging for one-time only streaming events. I set a price of what I would charge for a live concert, multiple camera angles, visuals, live chat, etc. And I thought $5 wouldn't kill anybody. If big players would start doing it, I think it would become the norm and would lay some fertile ground for home studio producers to make some cash. Apple did it with iTunes. What do you think? I booked an electric band, blah, 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 live chat, $3 a pop. At $3 a pop, we could have potentially covered the live band's flight costs. Considering things like that, isn't it kind of irresponsible to not charge for this shit? Philip Washington? Yes, absolutely. It is our responsibility as content producers to bring you guys the very best entertainment possible. Newsflash, motherfuckers, this shit costs money. Why do you think my face looks so good on this camera as opposed to this camera where it doesn't look as good? Look at this camera. Look at this camera. That's because this is a fancy camera and this is a USB webcam. And fancy cameras cost money. Fancy cameras cost money. Talented people cost money. Hotel and plane tickets cost money. And guess who's paying for it? Not me. You guys, the guys that are enjoying the entertainment. So yes, it is irresponsible to not charge for it. That's why fighting game, that's why the FGC is stuck in the fucking dark ages. You guys know that, right? All you motherfuckers want everything for free? Well, guess what? If you were paying for this shit, it would be a hell of a lot better. A hell of a lot better. Okay, so let's get back to the question, right? How do we get people to pay for something like this? Well, I'm going to say that the first thing you have to do is build up a substantial audience. For example, you can assume that 1 to 3% of your audience is going to be down for whatever you want to do. I promise you, if I said, hey guys, I'm going to start a new cooking show. It's going to be called Cooking with Gootecks. And I'm going to charge $9.99 a month to show you guys how to cook. I know, and you can laugh if you want. There's so many people that don't believe me when I say this, but these are the people that haven't done it and will never do it. I'm here to tell you that as you, a content producer, an entertainer, a musician, a Street Fighter player, whatever the fuck, if you have a large enough audience, you can expect between 1 and 3% of them to be totally down for whatever you do. I mean true fans. Like, for example, out of, your 1,000 fans on Facebook or whatever, if you post something that's really cool, I guarantee you will have, let's say 10 people. 10 people are like, all right, fuck it, yeah, I'm down. Now, the real question is 10 people with that small of an audience paying $10? Like, let's say that 10 people at $10, you got $100. Is that really going to is that paying for anybody's plane tickets? No, it's not. But the concept is there. The numbers are there. You just don't have a large enough audience yet. That's the problem. So the challenge is building up the audience. And lots of times, the way that you build the audience is by giving stuff away for free. You give your music away for free. I'm going to show you guys this guy's Bandcamp so that I can basically critique it. So you notice here, right? this is the Bandcamp page, blah, blah, blah. There's the player and all this stuff. Sold out, blah, blah, blah. Digital album, blah, blah, blah. Pre-order, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, right? I'm going to say, Philip Washington, that you haven't quite adopted the whole digital distribution thing because only one of your songs is available to play for free. I'm sorry, bro. I have not bought an album that I haven't listened to over and over and over many times since like 1997. What does that mean? That means that all the music that I've bought since about 1997, I listened to it the entire thing, the entire album. I would download an album, listen to it for a few weeks, and be like, this shit is so good, I'm gonna go buy it on CD. I would not, under any circumstances, ever purchase an album that I hadn't already thoroughly enjoyed in its entirety. So, in order to build the audience, I'm gonna suggest that you need to start giving away a lot of your music for free. Now, maybe you're not ballsy like me. Maybe you're like, gootekks, I don't want to put all my shit on BitTorrent for free. I don't want to upload it all to YouTube for free, or I don't want to offer it for download for free. Maybe I want to put it up on YouTube. But I'm telling you, bro, one song on your Bandcamp page is not gonna cut it. Maybe you just say, okay, streaming is free. You can stream it on Bandcamp, you can stream it on YouTube, but if you want to download this shit, here is the way you download it. You download it from iTunes or from your own private server, whatever. The point I'm trying to make is that what you want to do in producing a live stream and charging for it is totally doable and totally within your grasp. All you have to do is build a big enough audience in order to make it worth your time, and the way that you build a big enough audience is to get more people to hear your music. Because the more people that hear your music, the more people will like it. It's just a ratio. Out of 100%, right, you're going to have, in my mind, it's a bell-shaped curve, right? You're going to have the people on this side that fucking can't stand it, man. Your shit comes on and they're like, ah, my ears, this hurts my very soul and my body. And then you have the other people on this side of the bell-shaped curve, and they're like, this shit is amazing. Philip Washington, don't ever stop making music. Oh my God, this music fuels my soul. And then you have everybody in the middle that is kind of like whatever about it. Most people are pretty much whatever about everything. Most music just doesn't really strike a chord one way or the other. But what you need to understand is, of that 100% or this bell-shaped curve, the ratio is going to be the same in general. So all you have to do is find more and more groups of 100 people, and you will build your audience. You will build that small little army that would live and die for you, Philip Washington. You can build it up one batch of 100 people at a time. And the way that you do that is by putting out your music for as many people to hear on the internet as possible. Fine, charge for the downloads, but let me hear that shit for free, otherwise I'm not buying it. The sound is choppy. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Dark Furby says, are you a millionaire to be giving this advice? Yeah, bro, I'm a fucking millionaire. That's why I play fucking in Street Fighter tournaments and sit here and talk to you motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm a fucking millionaire. What are you, retarded? Who cares if I'm a fucking millionaire? You're sitting here listening to me. I'm not sitting there listening to you. I'm explaining these things because these are the things that I understand. I understand conversion rates. I understand building an audience because that's how you got here. Jesus. What a fucking moron. All right. Ugh. Nintendude61 says, gootekks, would an increase in ad revenue for streamers make a significant difference in making streamers money? Absolutely. I don't know if you guys know this, but there is no money to be made in streaming on Twitch. You guys would be... Okay, let's put it this way. I stream here on this channel for an hour. Let's say I do it for an hour a day, right? And there's maybe between 300 and 500 people watching. I mean, granted, I'm not taking breaks and running commercials at the moment because there's just not that many people to make it really worthwhile. I can't buy lunch with the Twitch money. I'm not complaining. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm just stating facts. Doing the show for 1 hour based on the viewership that I get, I'm not going to make enough money to eat lunch. So obviously that's not why I do it, right? I'm doing it just for the sake of doing it and then putting it on YouTube. And on YouTube, the numbers are a little bit better. So it's, you know, it's more worth it. So yes, absolutely. More ad revenue for streamers is always a good thing because then we can put more money into the production to make better products or just do more stuff because it's easier to execute. All right, I don't know if it's worth restarting the stream or whatever. Choco Bunny says, if YouTube is more worth it, why don't just make it YouTube exclusive, just answering questions via Twitter, email? Great question, because it doesn't require any more effort on my part to stream it live and then make money on the back end. And I like the chat room aspect of it. So basically, I'm streaming, my goal is to always try to make money on the front end and the back end of the projects. So on the front end, right, is the Twitch streaming, is the Twitch revenue, which is just basically like the small, very thin, extremely thin icing on the cake. But it's actually more about the back end on YouTube and the links that the traffic that I can drive to, whatever. Like for example, you know when I talk about Plunder, and then you guys, let's talk about Plunder again. When I talk about Plunder, and then you guys sign up, and then you buy stuff, and then I get a little bit of credit, I eat that up, man. Let me tell you guys, that is dope. Here we go. Yes. Plunder, dude. When I just put a link, when I put a link to something that I can get a percentage or commission from, and then people buy it, I'm thrilled to death, right? So in this situation, right, I know that when I do the show live, there's only going to be 300, 400, 500 people watching, which is great. I love each and every one of you. If you were there right now, I would put you in a headlock and then kiss you on the top of the head for watching. But since you're not there, you just gotta, hey, how about that, right? But on YouTube, right, for these videos, maybe I can get 5, 6, 7, 10,000 hits in a month maybe, and then maybe thousands of hits over the lifetime of the video. So if I put a link in the video, like right there, or if I put a link in the description, like there will be in the YouTube video when it goes on YouTube, then basically this video will live forever. And when I talk about something that's cool like Plunder, people will be like, oh shit, that's dope. And then they sign up, and then I basically get paid retroactively, or, you know, like a long time from now. I mean, you could be watching this video literally 6 years into the future, and if Plunder is still around, you're gonna click on that link right there, and then I'll get credit when you buy something. Isn't that cool? So, anyways, yeah, so Plunder, if you guys didn't hear me talk about Plunder last time, it is where I get some clothes sometimes because it's like, you know, like closeouts of stuff. So all the stuff that was on places like Karmaloop, and all these like streetwear brands, like whatever, I don't know. Anyways, it's a great site to find tons of deals. And when people sign up and then they make their first purchase, they get $10 credit, and their referring person gets $10 credit. So hey, if you're looking for cool stuff, you know, sometimes people ask me, gootecks, where do you shop? Where do you get this style? And I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm glad you noticed. I'm glad somebody notices, god damn it. Yo, man, I don't try that hard, let's be honest. but I do put a little bit of effort in. And sometimes people ask me, what is the secret to dressing well? And I say, guys, look, this is the best fashion tip I've ever heard in my life. I saw this in a video once, and I was like, this is fucking genius. Here's the secret. Every time you get paid, go out and buy one piece of clothing or whatever, one article to add to your wardrobe. And when you do that, take one thing out. So basically, all the time you're getting into the habit of looking for stuff that you want to wear, and your wardrobe is constantly evolving. Rather than saying, oh man, my wardrobe is so not cool, I'm gonna go drop like $300 and $500 and just buy myself a bunch of new clothes. The problem with that mentality is that all of your clothes are gonna go out of fashion or whatever, they're gonna get worn out all at the same time, and then you're stuck with it. You're stuck in the same boat as you were before. So it's really understanding that fashion is a process. And dude, I'm not a, look at me, look at me. I'm not like a fucking fashion guru or anything, but I found that doing that, every time I get paid, I go and buy one thing, man, it's like I'm getting rid of something old and I'm putting in something new. Jay Fabulously says, professional wear is never out of fashion. I think you misinterpreted what I said. With every season, there comes new styles and new colors. If you, like for example, maybe in fall, a cool color is going to be this color, right? So if you bought some shirts that were that color for fall and then you're still wearing them in next summer, then technically, yeah, they are out of fashion. Even though it's professional, it's technically out of fashion because it's not fall anymore. Jeez. Okay. All right, Jay Fabulously. Just wanted to make sure we're on the same page, bro. What? Brandon says, why does this dude get so sensitive when someone questions him on what he says? Man, I'm just making sure that I'm communicating my thoughts effectively. Okay, okay, Awesome26, you've spammed this shit enough. Enough. All right, here we go. What advice can you give to a struggling KOF scene in Georgia? Any tips on how to make it bigger? Because let's face it, there aren't many competitions on the East Coast for KOF. Do we just drop KOF or try to place effort into increasing the scene? And what is some tips to increase that? What increase the scene, increase the scene, increase the scene in KOF? Well, the first thing you do is get off your ass, stop listening to me, and go out there and have some motherfuckers play KOF. The secret to growing any scene is to get people that aren't into it. So how do we do that? Well, why don't you make videos showing people why it's cool to play KOF? Why don't you get some people who never play fighting games and be like, look, do you think this shit is cool? Why don't you get people that are playing other games and be like, yo, why don't you try KOF, and create a method, a system to integrate them into your scene, right? It's usually more about the casual players. The guys that are like, oh, KOF looks cool, but you know, I don't really know how to play it, or maybe I don't have the game. Yo, does everybody have the game? Why don't you just set up casual sessions? Don't worry about the tournaments. Tournaments are for later when you already have an established scene. Just bring people over to your house or to a restaurant or to a bar, set up some systems with KOF and be like, hey guys, you guys are gonna come over, we're gonna play KOF and we're gonna drink some beer and have some food. How about that? Kenshin32909 says, gootecks, do haircuts go out of style, or do they have certain seasons where you have a certain haircut? That's a really interesting question. I've never really thought about that, but I would assume that haircuts are the same way as the rest of fashion. So the best thing to do is go to a, I don't know. My strategy is to go to a salon where my stylist is just like all about it. Like, this dude is my favorite. He's so always keeps me looking fresh. I just come in, I'm like, look, dude, I trust you, whatever you think. Sometimes it's like shorter, you know, on the side. Sometimes it's longer in front. The point is, if you have a stylist that you're paying a decent amount, like, dude, I'm not saying, dude, do not go to Fantastic Sam's. Do not go get a $5 haircut. in my mind, if you're not paying at least $20 for a haircut, dude, like it's not. You just don't. You're not working with somebody that like has an interest in keeping you looking fresh. I'm not really gonna tell you guys where I get my haircuts. Oh my God, hate harder. Oh, hate harder. Dude, 20 bucks. Okay, I'm saying 20 is the minimum. I usually pay 30. Hey, you guys can take it or leave it. I don't give a, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I don't give a fuck. I told you guys there's no money in this. I'm just doing it because it's fun for me to get in this mode. And sometimes people have questions and they want to know what I think and I tell them. So if you guys don't like it, feel free to just stop watching. But you can't stop watching. Can you? Can you? Because you're still here. But anyways, you're going to stop watching now because I am done for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. I am taking off. And please enjoy. I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please watch these commercials. If you guys got stuff, opportunities, ideas, whatever that you want to talk to me about, feel free to hit me on Twitter at gootecks or gootecks at crosscounter.tv. Oh my God, you spend so much money on a haircut. Man, maybe you need to make more money.